Yo, what is up, guys? It's Pedro here. So we got some breaking news. The Washington Commanders have re-signed star linebacker, future Hall of Famer Bobby Wagner, who just made an All-Pro, and they signed him to a one-year, $8 million guaranteed deal, up to, I believe, $9.5 million. Recording this in the airport in Montreal right now, about to head over to Europe, but you know, the grind never stops. And yeah, I just want to talk about this signing. I think it's a really good signing. Getting him back, yeah, it's a little bit of money, but you know, Bobby Wagner was a force on this defense, good in the run game, can get you some sacks as well, and obviously a great leader. I think whenever he's done with his career in Washington, if Dan Quinn is still around in DC, which hopefully, and I think he will be, then I think Bobby Wagner will be a coach. I think that's, you know, his next spot. But hey, I shouldn't even be talking about that, because the guy's a stud right now. He is he was an All-Pro, I believe a Pro Bowler, but I know an All-Pro. And you know, him and Frankie Louvu are going to be back there, which is good. They can still bring in another linebacker if they want to draft a guy or develop some guys. They got not Jameer Gibbs, Jordan McGee. They have Dom Hampton, who they drafted, both of those guys last year. So they can try to develop those guys, maybe draft another guy. And you know, they're learning behind a future first ballot Hall of Famer. And you know, this just fills a hole that the defense had with him being a potential free agent. So you know, I think this is a good move. It's a good start to the offseason. They still have to make moves. It's a one-year deal, and I think that's probably best. You know, he is getting older, and you don't know how much longer he wants to play. You don't know if, you know, he's going to start to fall off at some point. So signing him to a one-year, you know, deal up to $9.5 million is good. $8 million guaranteed. And, yeah, you know, he deserves that money. And yeah, they don't, you know, need to get another linebacker. I would say on defense, the biggest, you know, need is, you know, edge rusher. Maybe they go ahead and get a guy like Trey Hendrickson. Maybe they get a guy like Myles Garrett. Max Crosby just got signed, you know, to an extension, but they still have some holes on defense. They added Deebo Samuel, so on offense, you know, most of the holes are filled. They obviously still need to add some pieces, you know, just as there's an announcement in the airport, but you know, they still need to add some pieces on the offensive line, you know, at the running back position as well. There's a bunch of different, you know, smaller holes on the offensive side of the ball, but the biggest hole on the team at this point, I would say, is, you know, the edge rusher position. So add an edge rusher, whether that's Trey Hendrickson, whether that's Khalil Mack, whether that's, you know, maybe Joey Bosa, but that's not, you know, my preference. Myles Garrett, maybe you go for you know, another guy like Josh Sweat. There's other, maybe you bring back Dante Fowler. Again, that's not my preference, but maybe you go ahead and bring back Dante Fowler. There's a bunch of different options out there for the Washington Commanders at the edge rusher position. It's just, you know, hopefully they, you know, make an upgrade there, because right now you got Dorrance Armstrong, Baptiste, and maybe Efe Obada's on the roster. Not completely sure if he's under contract. I don't think he is. So you don't have a lot of edge rushers back there. So, you know, bringing in some guys, you know, in the draft, but also free agency is important. I would say you need to bring in one out of, you know, the free agency and one out of the draft as well. Both are very important, and yeah, both are necessary, I would say, to get a young guy, but then also a veteran that can, you know, produce right away. Because if they're picking at 29, which they might pick later, or they might trade up, but I doubt they trade up, you know, there's not going to be a guy that's probably going to make an impact right away. I'm going to go ahead and end the video, because I'm sure the announcements are getting old. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hail to the Commanders, and peace.